Okay guys, so now let's move to question 4.3. So this question guys, it's allocated 5 marks. Combined with the previous two questions, the whole of this question 4 is actually allocated 11 marks. So if we get this question right, then it means we've got 11 marks on question 4. So the question reads as follows. 4.3, if the bullet takes 0.002 seconds to travel through the block, calculate the length x of the block. So we've got let me say there are two ways in which I can solve this question, but I'll just show you the simplest way to solve this question, and then I'll guide you on how to use the second method, which will be your homework. So I'm sure you're going to enjoy that homework. I won't make it difficult this time around. I'll just give you the tips on how to approach it, and again I'll give you the formulas to use. So for you, it's just a matter of proving that the answer that I got, or the answer that I'm going to get, will be the same as the answer that you'll get on your homework. So let's check. Let's have a look at the formula sheet. I see we've got final, initial, I've got time, and the one has to calculate x. So I think let me just do the simplest one, guys. I know you will enjoy the homework that I'm going to give to you. So this is the formula that we're going to use. I'll just explain to you why that formula after I've written it down. So let's see. This is exactly what they want us to calculate. So that means I should be having this VI and V initial divided by 2 multiplied by change in time. Okay, so let's see. It's equals to, have I got a V initial? Have I got V initial? I do, isn't it? So the V initial, it's equals to 400. It's equals to 400, and the final velocity, I've calculated it, which is 306.67 divided by 2, and the time is 0.002. Let me see. It's 0.002 seconds. It's equals to let's see, it's open bracket over 400 plus 306.67 divided by 2, close into 0.002 is equals to 0.71. So that means 0.71 meters is the answer to our question. So can you see how easy it was, guys? I think I saw a question from one of the students there. Okay, so let's start with the question. So the question said, if the bullet takes 0.002 seconds to travel through the block, calculate the length of the block. Yeah, no, I think I need to re-explain this part again. I think I need to re-explain this part again. So let's see, guys. So remember, guys, this bullet is traveling to the east at 400 meters per second, and it passes through that block, and the distance of the block is that one which is referred to x. So now we just need to know, traveling at that speed, passing through that block, and after passing through the block, traveling at the speed that we calculated, 306.67 meters per second. How long did it take for it to pass through that block? So we're told it took 0.002 seconds. So we can use this information to calculate the length of that block, which is x. So what helps us to calculate the length of that block is that time. So that time, it actually helps us to know how long it traveled from that point where it entered at that speed up to that point where it exceeded at that speed. So it took that time, then we will obviously be able to calculate how long that block is, which is referred to as x. So we've calculated that it's 0.71 meters. So I'm not sure if it now makes sense. Okay, the marking part. Let's see. You know, on this question, you guys are given, I think it's 3 marks, guys. Let me just check on the question. Okay, so it's actually, obviously, you are given the first 3 mark. Let's look at second 3 mark, third, fourth, and 5. That's how you score your 5 free marks. So guys, in physics, I'll just, I always emphasize this point that in physics, you score marks for your understanding of the scenario. It wasn't difficult to perform this calculation, guys. One of the easiest calculations that you can do, even if you are in grade 10. But because they know in grade 10, it's a bit difficult for you to have this level of understanding. That's why this question is in matric or in grade 11, where it's assumed that you've grown and you can now be able to analyze situations. So with you having a better understanding of the situation, that's what gives you high chances of you scoring maximum marks. So coming to your homework, so we can use 2 formulas. I'll just write them down. So the first formula is V final, it's equals to V initial plus 2 acceleration change in time. And the second formula that you might need is this one of V final squared is equals to V initial squared plus 2 acceleration change in x. So guys, we have the final velocity of the bullet, we have the initial velocity of the bullet, we're given the time it took for it to pass through the block. So you can use this formula to calculate the acceleration. So you need to be aware of something. Will it be acceleration or deceleration? So That means you need to know the difference between acceleration and deceleration. Obviously, it's something that has to do with the signs. So if you get a positive, it means after passing through, it accelerates, which means its velocity increased. Otherwise, if it's negative, it means after passing through, it decreases its velocity. Now, the second formula, what are you using it for? You use it to calculate change in x. So, you still have the same final velocity, same initial velocity. You calculated acceleration or its deceleration. You'll find out when you perform calculations. And then you've got a change in x, which is what you'll be calculating. So my question is, the change in x that you get using this second method, are you getting the same answer that I got, which is 0.71? So that will be your homework, guys. So that was the end of question 4, where we got full, let's see, 11 marks. So this question was allocated 11 marks. So I hope you guys do enjoy these lessons, because I'm just assuming that treating past exam papers is more useful, because in that way you've got an idea of how the examiners are trying to give you some tricky questions, and also how to tackle those questions, how to approach those questions, and most importantly, how to analyze the diagrams given. So I think tomorrow we should find a new question that we can treat. So I'll just browse through the question papers, and again, I would appreciate if you guys can suggest the papers that you would like us to solve, especially those that you tried and maybe you failed, or you got it correct but then you're not confident with the theory or the understanding that you had when solving that particular question. So if you've given it a try and you suggest that we treat it, it's best, because it boosts the knowledge that you have. And also in the end of every question, we try by all means that we mark those questions so that you can be able to see exactly where you score marks. In that way, even if you are that much good in maths, you won't just write the final answer after substituting. In between you've got some marks that you can score. And again, this helps you to know which steps to ignore and which steps to show as part of your answer, because that's where you score some marks. So without any waste of time, guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy the content, remember to hit the subscribe button and also the like button, and again the bell notification button, so that you are notified of future uploads. Obviously, at this stage we upload on a daily basis. So on a daily basis at 5 o'clock sharp in the morning is when we upload the questions that we solve. So see you guys on our next lesson.